Eu vou começar com o Pelé do xadrez. Garry Kasparov, please. You are undoubtedly one of the greatest chess players of all times.
You said it.
Yeah, I said it, but I know you know I'm not lying, I'm not exaggerating. And maybe the greatest of all time. I don't know, because it's difficult. Maybe not in chess, because you can analyze the old players. You can see what they've done, how you do it. And why did you stop playing professionally in 2005?
Look, you reach your limits. It happens. And for me, it was not just winning or losing, mainly winning, of course, but it was about making the difference.
I see.
And look, I was 41. I reached all the limits. I conquered all the mountain peaks. I accomplished more than I could have thought of. And you always have to improve yourself. You have to look for other things. And I decided I would have to go.
Well, for 15 years you were the
World
top
champion.
of the top.
And for 20 years, #1 in rating, yes.
That's really
It's a long
something.
time. It's
Yeah.
like eternity.
I read somewhere that in a few years, chess will always end in a draw.
No.
But you heard about that.
No. Okay, there are many rumors about different
because
things.
the computer playing.
Yeah, look, you know, people talk about everything, about climate change, about inevitable draw in chess, about Terminators, you know, taking over a world. So, no, chess is a mathematically infinite game. Because when you look at the number of moves, all possible moves, it's more than number of atoms in the solar system. So, it's beyond any computer's ability to calculate. Yeah, so that's why chess will not be solved.
Well, you played, you had 2 games with the big computer. What's the name of the computer?
Deep Blue.
The Deep Blue.
Yes.
And you won one and you lost the other one.
What happens?
Yeah, which first you won, then
yeah,
you
but
lost.
yes.
Because
and then they dismantled the computer.
Sure.
Yeah, which was not fair.
No, not at all.
In the sport, when it's 1-1, you play a decisive match. But they decided it was enough.
So, what age were you when you started playing?
6.
6 years. Was it your father that...
Family. I learned at family. It was natural for me. So like some people pick up music, I just picked up chess moves.
Yeah, I see. And also, it's almost a national sport in Russia. Can
No,
you say
I wouldn't say it's a national sport. It was highly popular because in the communist time there were not so many opportunities available for kids to show their talent. So that's why chess, music. So everybody.
No individualism in communism times, right?
Look, but chess is irony is that chess is a very individual game that was used as the propaganda tool.
Yeah, that's
propaganda
paradox.
tool to prove the intellectual superiority of the communist regime over decadent West.
Yeah.
So that's why it's, you know, I have to admit I benefited from the state support at early days.
Well, sure, of course, but I mean, I find it really a paradox that it's something that shows that there is one individual that is...
Yeah, but it's not, you know, people first pay attention not to the individualism of the game, but more to the intellectual quality. So
well, anyway,
chess considered to be like, you know, the ultimate mark of intellect.
So they did this reasoning. If he can do that, all Soviet people can do the same.
It's you know, it's in a Cold War. Yeah. Maybe most of the audience, I look at the age, don't remember.
Yeah,
thank God. Yes, thanks God. Yeah, but in the Cold War, any competition, you know, in sport and in science, and music, of course, space. Everything was taken as from the ideological point of view.
Right.
So chess was a perfect field for Soviet regime to demonstrate that we are intellectually nearly perfect.
During the communist regime, when you traveled, did you have a lot of KGB agents to protect you, to avoid people to come near you?
Yeah, I was very fortunate. First time I traveled abroad, I was 13. And I went to Paris, actually to France. I played a junior championship under 16. So by age 16, 17, I already had experience of traveling. Yes, there was always someone, you know, in the team to watch out and just to report back in the Soviet Union. But again, it's just I gained quickly my independence. Yes, my independence. And of course, you know, just watching the outside world and coming back and comparing these things, it was a phenomenal experience for me.
There are some players that impress me a lot, like Capablanca, who started to play by himself.
Yeah, by age 4.
He was around 4.
Yeah, but it was...
Do you think there's something unique about that?
Well, look, you know, it's like Mozart started to record music at age 4. So it's I think it's the element of genius, you know, it's probably quite similar because it's an ability to think in non-concrete forms, music, chess. So it happens. You know, you can have genius in Austria like Mozart or Capablanca in Cuba. Yeah.
And sometimes they just flip, like Bobby Fischer.
Look, there are certain great champions in the history of chess who went nuts. but when you look at the science, you know, just mathematics or physics,
same thing.
No, the number is much higher.
Yeah, much higher. And there is a Brazilian writer, a great Brazilian writer called Milor Fernandes, once wrote that chess is a Chinese game which enhances the ability to play chess. Do you think that that's true, or
but chess,
it really broadens your mind to everything?
No, I don't. I'm a professional chess player. I used to be, and it sounds a bit odd to hear it from me, but an ability to play chess doesn't mean more than an ability to play chess. Now, it means what you can do with that. So I used to write about it and to use chess as a tool to analyze decision making. But for most of the chess players, it's just an ability to play chess. You can have great people in other sports or in science, but they could be very limited very narrow to their area of expertise.
There are great stories, great novels like Stefan Zweig's about
chess novel.
This is something.
Illusion Defense, Nabokov. Unfortunately, the great literature did a very bad service for chess because it always created people with some kind of mental fluctuations.
What are you doing in Brazil? Is it your first time here now, in Brazil?
No, as far as I remember, it's not my first time. I was here in '96, in 2004, 2005. And as a matter of fact, in 1992, when I traveled to Argentina, my suitcase went to Rio de Janeiro first. So, okay, I lost it for a couple of days. So my suitcase made it before I did. So in 1992.
You didn't go after the suitcase?
No. I waited it in Buenos Aires. So
with the girls? Why didn't you go to get the suitcase and stay with the girls
because
in Rio?
I had yeah, there are girls in Buenos Aires also. And in 1992 I had, you know, other things to do there. But this trip is the longest one because there are certain things that are probably happening. Chess is expanding, and there's a lot of support from top officials here for chess and educational system, and that's my top priority now. And hopefully, you know, early next year, I'll be able to open Kasparov Chess Foundation here in São Paulo.
Oh, that's fantastic. Yeah, that's fantastic. And to put all kids learning.
It's not about learning chess to become great professionals, but it's about learning chess to improve educational skills. So it's already proven beyond any doubt that chess in educational system helps kids, and I think that it's a very cost-effective system to improve education.
Could you give us an example?
Oh, I give you one example. For instance, you know, it's an experiment run in Germany. Just by one of the German universities. They had classes, 2 classes. One class had extra hours of mathematics. Another class, same class, parallel, had extra hours in chess. At the end of the year, they compared results in mathematics, the test. The class with chess won. So, but moreover, you know, it's about a social integration, because it helps kids to gain some self-esteem, it improves their attitude, sense of logic, confidence, you know, and discipline. So discipline, plus now it's related to the computers. You know, so just it could be part of the computer learning. So I think there are so many great things, and at the end of the day, it's cost-effective because you don't have to build a stadium, a swimming pool, a tennis court. So it's there. It's already. It belongs to the school classes.
And today, chess is considered an Olympic sport, right?
No,
it's going to be.
No. First of all, it's very difficult to find whether you should go to Summer Olympics or Winter Olympics. It's quite complicated. Chess is just in between, you know, sport and science and art. I wish, you know, we could be presented one way or another in the Olympics, but unfortunately, it's not foreseeable. And
another thing, if you get a great pianist, he has to rehearse about 8 hours a day. I once spoke with Oscar Peterson, and I asked him, why do you rehearse 8 hours a day?
Yeah,
he said,
not to lose the sense. Yes.
No, and he said, if I only do it 7 hours, next day there's somebody playing better than me. How do you rehearse? Do you play against yourself?
No, I don't do it now, but when I used to, it's a great point that, you know, it's what I call was the gravity of past success. Because you can get complacent. If I did it yesterday, if I won yesterday, I could do the same story and I'll win. It happens in chess, in music, in football, anywhere. So the moment you stop making progress, there are others, you know, catching up, because people are learning from you. So you cannot rely on the same technique to win. So you always have to be creative. Now, I was always trying to improve things. Just I was looking for new options. So with computer, with my coaches. So I was not just preparing, you know, for a specific game, but just conceptually how to move the game forward.
In fiction, there are stories that the opponent makes one move, and the champion knows by this only one move how he's going to win the thing. Do you think it could happen?
No, it's more
fiction.
It's more fiction, because when you have you know, professional games, so it's not often you can see that everything to the end. So what happens is that, you know, you evaluate number of options, and it's more like, you know, just probability rather than precise calculation. So it happens, you know, that you can see 10, 15 moves. But it's not a rule. It's an exception.
How many moves ahead can you calculate?
No, if it's a straight line. If it's a straight line, you could do 15 moves. So you can see. No, it's a straight line. But normally you operate within 4 to 5 moves. My greatest combination in 1999 against a Bulgarian player who later became the world champion, it was 15 moves from move 1 to the final. But actually, I didn't calculate it. I just saw it. You know, I saw some lines, and then I recognized that it would be here. So it's like, you know, the lightning. Yeah, so you see it happens. Normally, again, we operate within 4 to 5 moves.
Another thing, I'm sorry to ask you so many stupid questions sometimes.
Naturally. I will tell you. If you ask stupid questions, I'll tell you.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not shy.
What's the difference, and why did they came up with the chess game where you have time to do the play?
No, but the time is a very important factor in decision making. So we just when we do anything, so you can't take indefinite times. You know, if you do it quicker, you are better. Sure. So that's why in chess time is a factor. You know, you have to do it within a certain amount of time, because otherwise the game could be indefinite, and it forces people to make decisions based on a time factor.
So it's harder also, right?
But it's you know, I think that every decision we make, you know, it just includes material factor, time factor, and equality factor. So if you try to exclude time, you know, then the quality, exactly, it immediately affects the quality of your decisions.
And psychological, when you're faster than your opponent, it's a pressure on him,
sometimes,
right?
Exactly. Having more time means that at a crucial moment you can save extra time to think. It's in every game, you know, you have to look for a climax, because there's a certain moment where the climax, and when you just have to use all the power, because you cannot play with all the power all the game. So just you have to say, this is the moment. And the great players, you know, they can smell it. So just that here is the moment, Now I have to concentrate, because the moves that I make within this sequel, 2-3 moves, they could be absolutely decisive. Same in life, you know. You can have many tasks at your job, and many days it's just mediocre. But certain decisions you make, they could affect the entire life.
It changes the hunted into the hunter.
It could be whatever. So just, you know, and if you know how to identify the climax moment of your life, you could be the winner, or otherwise you'll be a loser.
There's someone here that is a Brazilian champion.
Giovanni.
Giovanni. Where is he?
Giovanni.
Ô Giovanni, tudo bom? Acompanhando aqui, babando o Kasparov ou não?
Estou esperando a oportunidade de pegar ele numa partidinha. Até agora ele não me deu nenhuma chance, não.
Waiting the opportunity to get you against the wall.
Again, no, Giovanni is doing a great job in helping me just to improve the status of the game in Brazil and the whole continent.
That's good. And politics.
What about politics?
Yeah, what about you run for president?
No, please. But don't mislead your audience by using words, elections, running, campaign.
I just said politics. Yeah, it could be chess politics.
Yeah, chess politics, it's another story. But but people, you know, just people who used to grow up, and again, your audience is quite young, in a democratic country. So they just, you know, they can't imagine that there are places like in Russia where we're not fighting to win elections, we're fighting to have elections. Yeah, and there's a fundamental difference in that. So, but you know, for me, you know, staying in Russia and accepting Putin's dictatorship was impossible. So it's not a chess game, winning or losing. It's like a moral duty. You have to do it because you have to do it. So not that I believe we have a great chance of winning, but there's no other choice for a good, conscious citizen of Russia.
Yeah, well, I congratulate you on that, really.
Yeah, I wish you can correlate me on the certain achievements in Russia, but hopefully it will come.
Thank you very much. Eu conversei aqui com esse campeoníssimo de xadrez, que é o Garry Kasparov. Thank you very much. Daqui a pouco a gente volta.
Thank you.